Whew. So how are you doing today? Give you a few test phrases. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Sphinx of black quartz, hear my vow. A quick test phrase. How am I sounding? Ooh woo. Oh boy, I've already got 4 viewers. Hello everyone. I'd say bump your levels up ever so slightly. Alright, thank you. How are we sounding now? Any better? Any worse? About the same? Better? Awesome. I can bump it up a little more if I need. Alright. It looks like it is about time. Alrighty. Oh, I'm getting slightly cut off. Alright, well, welcome in, everyone. My name is Aaron. Owlcats, Warhammer 40,000, Rogue Trader, CRPG. This is going to be my first stream. I'm a little anxious, but I also recognize that everyone in here right now is someone who knows me, so that's mostly helping with the anxiety right now. I did send out a going live soon message on a few like new streamer places, so there's a possibility someone I don't know jumps in, but hopefully this all goes well and it's fun and people enjoy this and I do good at it, and my value as a human being has justification. Yeah, blind playthrough. I had done a quick test stream of like hardware settings that got through like the opening of the tutorial, but that's about it. So I don't know things about this game for the most part. I know like one thing that happens in the tutorial still. I'm gonna do it on daring, because that's where all these modifiers seem to be 0. I mean, I see that this one was 20. But this one looks like it's giving me buffs over the regular people. And I'm not a coward. So even though it gives me this warning that it's not recommended for people not already familiar with the system, I've never played before. I'm not a coward. I'm absolutely planning on going a melee psyker build. So this looks perfect. I think I'll probably even use that default appearance.
My tactics are flawless. The divine watches over us.
Alrighty. Each Fortress World character kills an enemy. They gain plus 10 stacks and never stop shooting. At the start of their turn, there's a stacks never stop shooting % chance of the first attack this round, which costs 0 AP, will not count towards the attack's limit. If this effect triggers, all stacks are lost. Well, that sounds fun. Humanity's Finest gets a plus 10 buff to something that's flat. Forge World chooses either bonus armor, bonus movement, bonus crit chance, Hive World, buffs for creatures nearby, Voidborn, reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry, characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance. Basically 1 in 5% chance, or 1 in 5 chance to pass something after failing it. That's interesting. Or once our combat wounds drop below 30%, gain plus 20% as temporary wounds. And a bonus to dodge and armor when at least one temporary wound. So I think I'm going either Voidborn or Fortress World. If I'm going melee Psyker, I'm going to want willpower and strength. So the Voidborn's negative to strength, I think, puts me in Fortress World. And Sanctioned Psyker, because Pyromancy. Alright, my Triumph. So this is like some big thing that happened in my past. Opponents offer mystery of powerful psychic. Active Xenos artifact, you manage to destroy the creation of countless enemies of humanity. Buff to Xenos lore. You single-handedly save a pilgrim ship by stopping a warp breach while traveling through the Materium. Buff to Persuasion. The power of your sorcery crushed a demon of the archenemy and drove it back into the warp. Buff to Coercion. I think I like Illustrious Glory. And then Darkest Hour. Grim Portents, you are accused of being possessed by a warp entity and forced into exile, leaving your soul forever scarred. Your sorcery caused a warp manifestation aboard a void ship, claiming thousands of lives in the end. An error during your sanctioning process brought you many hours of agony, which nearly cost you your life. Well, I don't want to do this one, because I would feel bad being responsible for a whole bunch of people being dead before I even do anything. Negative to logic, or a negative to my knowledge of the warp? Let's go with this one. Alright, I know I want to go Vanguard, because any chance I ever get to be a sword and shield paladin on the front line, I have to. So, that means my options are warrior or officer. Probably warrior, right? If I want to be melee. Core focus, melee, yep. Where's core focus? Extra turns. Extra turn, single target buffs, rescuing allies, momentum. Melee, movement and dodge, armor and parry, taunt, soaking damage. Alright, so this is the tank. Warrior's the tank. Alright, so we're gonna bump that fellowship to 30 real quick. Just because seeing a 20 hurts me. Weapon skill. Willpower. And let's go strength. Mercy of the Stars. Unbound Avarice. Well, that's sick. Alright. Let's see if the streamer name fits. Heck yeah. Alright. When I start talking softly, it's not picking me up as much. Ooh, okay. That is good to know. I'm gonna boost myself just a little then. Let me know if I'm now too loud or something. Is the game's audio alright?
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Alright. You are in dialogue. Got it. Alright, so I'm generally going to let the voice-acted dialogues play out. And I'll hover over any of the hyperlinks the game gives during that time. I'm fairly familiar with the lore of Warhammer 40,000, but in the off chance someone watching me isn't, I love what Owlcat did. They put all the like fancy lore words as a little oranges hyperlink you can mouse over, and it gives you a quick summary. Truly an awe-inspiring. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh no. Oh well.
Such as our duty, is it to overcome base weaknesses and desires, so as to excel in our service to the God Emperor, the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself.
Oh.
Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Alright, so, my name is Erroneous Pixel, so to avoid any misunderstanding, I'm a sanctioned psyker. I don't want someone seeing me being like, witch, and burning me before I can burn someone.
I am aware of that fact. It would have been unacceptable negligence to have overlooked such a detail when compiling your profile. Fate bestowed upon you powers of witchcraft, and a duty to use them for the good of the Imperium. Yours is truly an unenviable lot. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Well, thank you, Frank. Why am I aboard this vessel?
So
Why have
that
I been
you
brought
may
here?
fulfill your blood duty, Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor.
Damn it, that's so much better pun than I made.
Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium. But from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible.
You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities? I assume spies and stuff,
Put it
right?
plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
So, I've played enough Crusader Kings. You never trust the Spy Master. He is always the one plotting to assassinate you. Alright, tell me about the one on whose ship I found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Yes, I am one of the rogue trader's heirs. So there's another candidate?
There is,
Hi, Luna.
and you will meet him soon enough.
Alright, I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak.
Oh,
It has
snap.
been an
I just hit my
arduous
follower goal?
voyage thus far.
Well, thank you.
The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
I love the names in Warhammer. Edelthrad von Valencius. Alright, Red of Blood. Alright, move with clicking. Q and E to... Oh my gosh. That's gorgeous. I think that's going to be the struggle in this game, not getting distracted by the beautiful scenery. Oh, enjoyed making pasta, missed. Thank you. You were probably the 10th follower, weren't you? Man, I swear I used to have the bits needed to build most of the scenery. When I say I used to have, my older brother had it. So on this game, you can interact with in a special way. Become icons visible and stand close. Click on them. Of course, it changes. The object is interactable. Good to know. Hold tab. Alright, I always appreciate when games...
We are bound by the blood of
Oh.
martyrs.
So, something happened. Oh, so if left mouse lets me face a specific direction as well. Cool. Yeah, no, Space Marine 2, like, every little bit in that game was some kit we had built at some point. Oh, just harassing this tech priest. Okay. I probably shouldn't do that too much.
Path to glory.
Massive contents table, objects of crafted for a world. So no, that's very much on purpose. I plan to stream for about 2 hours, Luna. I started at 4, so until 6. That is my time. So 9 to 11 years.
Know your duty.
I keep trying to use left mouse to candlelit altar of a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex Imperialis. Oh, the Codex of the Sacred Laws of the Imperium. Ooh, saving. So something's on the other side of this door.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy.
Yeah.
Perhaps you'd like to take a look around to your audience
Very
with the
excited.
Lord Captain.
Glad you could catch my stream. Let me know when you're streaming again so I can catch yours.
What's happening?
Oh.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Oh, hey Zap, hello. You already have 100 channel points?
May the blessings of the divine grant us the courage.
You have been
and
ambushed. The battle
strength.
begins. Alright, so looks like I have a good number of meat shields. So I should be fine. Yeah, I'm about this is gonna be practice for when I start fighting you in Horus Heresy Zap. Bunch of servitors. I see. Alright, all battles in the beginning of turn-based take place on the grid. Movement point to determine how far you can move. What MP is 1 cell. Every second diagonal cell is 2. Alright, so 1.5 rounded down, but on the second it doesn't. Okay, makes sense. Beginning of every turn, movement points restore to maximum. Note that once the character starts moving, this action can no longer be cancelled. Good to know. Alright, I don't have a melee weapon yet. I have a little pistol. 7 to 11 damage. Versus my Ignite, which does 6 to 10. So that's currently better. Oh gosh, what? Hi S'more, thank you for the subscription. Igloo, thank you for the subscription. I don't know, standing directly facing the servitor is the smartest life choice. To make attacks, use abilities, spend action points. Every attack is a certain AP cost. Sorry, turn AP is restored. To attack, please. Tooltip appears to him a chance to hit. Damage based on. When you target an enemy with a single shot, you'll see 2 arrows denoting the weapon's effective and maximum fire ranges. That'll be good to note. Certain abilities are attack actions, can only use once per turn. If a character performs an attack action, they will not be able to attack again and will lose remaining movement points.
And so shall it be done.
Alright. And turn. Alright, so I cannot use both psychic power and a bullet. That'll be good to know. So he's just like stacking effects on that guy. I assume buffing all of us. But I will also note, not doing direct damage himself. Let's only drop down to 45. My dude, he's about to punch you in the... Okay, finally shoot him.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Okay. Attack denial. Characters' melee weapons block evasion. Okay, so you can't use range attacks if you're point blank. Except for pistols and shotguns. Makes sense.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
So I wonder if I hadn't been a coward and like ran behind all these guys, would it have been possible to save some of them? Violet alloy, upon closer examination, turns out a handcrafted object. Symbols carved primitive tool visible on the surface. The wires are still smoldering. Ooh, tarantula sentry gun. I have the model of the larger version of that I still need to build. I may have spaced out on the answer to this. Do you have a set streaming schedule you're trying for? So unfortunately, my part-time job changes my schedule every single week. Sometimes I know my schedule 3 weeks in advance. Others, my manager gets overwhelmed and doesn't get it to me until like the few days in advance. So unfortunately, at this time, I do not. This time of day is generally what I'm gonna try to aim for, I think. Well, thank you, Mist. This is so pretty. Is this the same room from earlier? That person has a name. Jocasta Sourback. Huh. Poor Krant. Don't know who that is.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Found the elevator. Oh my gosh, they're little mausoleums. Oh, that's amazing. Raise your head again, I'll send you over to the tech. Oh gosh. Alright, fair enough. Technomat. Oh, diplomats for tech. That's hilarious. May the sacred Ungans soothe. Trying to get the Wi-Fi to work.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Now, I may have entirely missed where I'm supposed to go here. Is there a map? There's. Still getting used to the camera controls. Looks like there's a section over here I've missed. Kind of just, yep, okay. Oh, here we go. Yep, the area I missed.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Oh, I chose survey the room. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is a parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valentius's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
Ooh, answer about what?
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Koronus Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Alright, passive skill tests. Basically, during dialogue, there's a chance my character does something without me having to do anything. Unlocks extra dialogue. And party members can use their skill if it's higher than me. Cool. Which means assuredly I want to go with one of these, because they only unlocked because I have the stats. These spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if this is indeed the case, and if the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship. Or lore warp. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us an answer. Do I want to say it's aliens or demons? Let's go aliens. Huh. This is kind of casually throwing people away. Don't get me wrong, Warhammer, super how things go. But is that who I want to be? Let's do Xenos.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Fair enough.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
I gave a straight answer to some question. It's a little rude. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? I like that. I find your tone this disagreeable. You'll kindly alter the manner in which you address me. Rude. Shut your mouth. Also rude. We are both servants of the God Emperor.
Even among his flock, not all are of a piece. I suggest you familiarize yourself with that
Alright, well,
fact
that's pissed him off
before you
more.
are sorely.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
It was not you who sent for me.
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly,
Oh no,
this
she doesn't like me.
tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue traitor in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
Hell yeah.
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Alright, well, my first option is I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Super am not. All too sudden for me is not going to go over well with her based on how she reacted to my previous line. So let's just talk about the other heirs.
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Made his mistake, so he's done something in the past. Not big enough for her to execute him over, though. Did I hear you correctly?
His
The Master of
kinship to
Whispers
me
is
most
related to you.
distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
I'm not asking that. Alright, thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? The Vox
I
effect.
have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Navigator translation, one of those things you speak of. I already know that, and my character would super know that. Navigators are the mutants that help guide ships through the warp. Translation is changing from the warp into real space. For those unfamiliar with Warhammer, all travel basically goes through hell, and you have to, like, they have these, like, giant shields that protect them from the demons. It's very heavy metal. Incident took place. Some servitors went berserk. She's surely had that been reported to her by now, right? That's kiss-assery. What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Alright, then I will report that our incident took place.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield.
Gellerfield's that
Perhaps
shield
there
protecting
is
from demons.
something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
So, there was a short story set in the Warhammer setting once that I read. A dude had lived his whole life on one of these ships, and they finally landed on a hive world, which is where the humans that live there are packed into such an over-cramped, tiny space that, like, a tiny little one-bedroom apartment is reserved for, like, the richest people on the planet. And he freaked out upon arriving there at how much space there was, because he was used to living in the depths of this ship. Where is your ship headed?
The Rycad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers, and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Koronus Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
So, Koronus Expanse is where this game's set. Not an area I'm super familiar with in the lore. I don't know if it exists just for this game or not. But a scattered, poorly explored region on the frontier, full of fearsome Xenos, treasure, heathen worlds, and the echoes of ancient doom.
I set the course for Rycad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
Fair enough. Need to know basis. I'm not doing this kiss-assery, and I'm not asking those, so I have no more
In
questions.
that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Didn't your spy dude said he was shutting down all the passages to prevent this from spreading? That doesn't look prevented from spreading.
I will cast you into eternal darkness!
Alright, all comments, action turns. Order is determined by initial roll or turns. Cool. So can I like pre-move or something? Why does it give me to start the battle?
I can handle this.
Follow my lead.
Okay. I see you,
I
Abelard.
took care of this one.
Abelard.
Weapon at the ready. To the heretic.
Oh, hello. I want that.
Just a minor setback.
Alright, he's covered, avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can behind mark with shield or shield with skull. Stand close to them while automatically take cover. When not receive a bonus of attack from the side, not protected. Makes sense. So if I stand here,
I
yeah,
am
I
the
can still see
chosen
him.
weapon that will crush the heathens. The Emperor commands. Your corrupt way has failed you. Crush the feeble.
I serve the ruinous powers. Out of my way. Death to the weak.
Pain and duty go hand in hand. Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Reduced to dust. Break their morale. For the glory of the Imperium.
I want his gun. Characters received a temporary positive effect from an ally. Such effects enhance your capabilities. Playing more about the effect, hover your cursor over the effect icon next to the character portrait. Plus 50 ballistic skill into the end of combat. Okay. Plus 50 ballistic skill on a D100 system. I hear you.
Actions will speak.
Look out.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
But what about the daughters?
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
Orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Understood. Can I loot the bodies? Do not seem to be able to. So I need to go on this elevator? Is that? No? No, well. to go up here then.
This path to the end.
Oh, yep. Oh, we raised the drawbridges. That's smart. I thought they were just there to be fancy. Oh, okay. Keep firing, you oaths. No cowering and no hiding. You see the traitor, you kill the traitor. Heretic's bodies riddle holes. Improvised shotgun lies smoldering in his hands.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Thank Providence. I think you mean thank the Emperor, Frank.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
You know, based on the fact they didn't bother giving him a portrait, I don't have hopes for his life expectancy.
Mort, hold yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Mutiny who would attempt mutiny here in the warp. People who think the warp is an ally. I'm a psyker, I would know they exist. A mutiny against the Emperor's anointed. Execute the traitors, every last one of them. Tempting. We must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. Perhaps then we might stop this wave from spreading. Yeah, I like that.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
Yeah, no, the voice acting's, like, really good, actually.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
Ooh, yes. I'm gonna just kinda chagrin and not really look her in the eye right now. Yeah, no, Owlcat did an amazing job so far from everything I'm seeing.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study.
Oh, I
We
absolutely...
might encounter heretics along the way.
Would mini wargaming get upset at us if we stole their jokes? That's the real question.
If I may, Lord Captain, Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Alright, so one of the heirs went directly to the heart of the disturbance. He's either brave or suicidal, or was tricked. That felt like there should have been a line of dialogue.
Find
Oh,
Ethelthrad
okay.
and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
In whatever state, that's pretty obvious. I don't need to ask what that means. Dead or alive, or possessed. I hear and obey. I should do everything in my power. I cannot promise I won't lose Artyrus Air. Well, that's basically me. I hear and obey.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do. I would like to get proper gear. I have propositions. Something more important here. No, I'm not really a fan of that. You better not fail me. The Lord Captain made it clear that relying on you is fraught with risk. Oh god, I don't like any of these answers. I do want him to lead the way, though. I don't want him behind me.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
What do you mean, no longer relevant? Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain. Okay, yes. The spy master always betrays you. I promised you a special destiny, erroneous pixel. It is time to fulfill it. If a character falls unconscious, they receive a trauma. This reduces their characteristics or inflicts an additional negative effect. Can confirm, traumas do reduce characteristics or inflict additional effects.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber, and for that, I need her breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Void Gear, you two-faced scum. You are the one behind this mayhem. His name is Frank.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power, the sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Do this. What is it? Emperor, your blood too thin. Use your psychic powers against them. This isn't gonna go well. You close your eyes and try to focus, and then you feel the touch of something sharp. Voitkira somehow sensed a shift in the warp and delivered a preemptive strike. The blade flashes in the dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. To the void of you, fight the voice in your head, get out, I'm not your puppet. I will do as you require, but I will find a way to make you pay for this, you filth. Enough threats, I will comply for commands. Fight the voice in your head. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step towards the gates, looming in the center of the chamber. You were wounded by the corrupted weapon, which led to a warp entity invading your mind. Oh, cool, I'm possessed! Lovely. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator, type of digital computer in the Imperium Man, with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Oh, apparently right-clicking makes it a big pop-out like that. Skill tests and dialogues. One of the available dialogue options requires making a skill test. Unlike passive tests, which are made automatically, in this case you decide whether or not to select an option, the consequences of which will depend on the result of the associated test. Success or failure affects how the dialogue develops. Depending on the context, you might change the course of the conversation. Alter someone's attitude, perform an action, consequence on apparent later. Alright, cool. Examine the device. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. An incredibly rare and powerful piece of technology from humanity's ancient past. And I got experience for that, yay! The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voigtgear wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Alright, look for anything that can be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel, nor a protruding piece of rebar in sight. Alright. Place my hand in his maw. The sentinel's jaw clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin, sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat. And immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whatever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head, and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm. That's good to know.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh, hell yeah! Flamethrowers in the candle. Alright. They were smart when they built this. People who get forced to go through it unlock a whole bunch of defense guns. I can get behind that. let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade, and to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns, to walk it to greatness. Wow, that text goes by fast. What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me? I need to contact someone. Preferably Theodora. I need a weapon. I'm utterly defenseless. Oh god, I want to say all three of those. I need to contact someone.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Alright, I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The servo skull goes silent, its relays clicking. Second after second passes, and you realize that the servo skull will not answer you. Phenomenal. Alright, what madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Okay. Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing a received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Alright, as the game starts to unfold, you'll see notifications out of your screen indicating the statuses and current objectives. That's what all those little pop-ups have been. You can open the journal by pressing J or clicking the left mouse button on the notification. Journal entries help you keep track of current events and guide your character on your journey. Quest tab tracks progress of the main story. Use the journal to help yourself understand where to go in the next stage of the adventure. The rumors and contracts section also contain important information. You'll learn more about them later. Alright. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document... Oh, this is what it said earlier. Oh, neat. Okay, so I can replay that text I wasn't able to read all earlier. But yeah, no, I love how they're all like, oh yeah, our power comes from this piece of paper. And it's massive. It's not like a little like 8x11. God, I love Warhammer. Alright, anything else to interact with in this room? No. Alright.
Know your duty.
And now you're closing the door. Oh no, I need to seal the warrant chamber. I can handle two of them. Alright, I like him. I like him.
Mistress? Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
I will say, someone whose intro line is "run fools or fall," and then cuts down someone who's telling him he'll die screaming. Very quick way to earn points with me. Alright, Frank is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of the plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Mistress, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Voigtgear openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the
Satan's
mutiny.
blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels.
Oh,
But now
I
see the
called
real
it.
reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive and now safe, Mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks
hell yeah.
without means of self-defense. Here.
Axe, auto pistol, flak, chest plate, and medikit. Okay. While fighting, your character can lose some of their wounds. Your character suffered an injury after being attacked by Conrad. This happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wounds within 1 round. The exact percentage of wounds a character must lose vary depending on the difficulty of the game. Cool, I probably should have looked at that closer. Injuries reduce the character's resolve. Resolve influence how efficient for how long characters can fight in the battle. It determines the amount of momentum gained at the beginning of each turn or after killing an enemy. Okay. When a character initially suffers an injury, it's considered a fresh injury during the first 3 rounds. Once 3 rounds are passed, a fresh injury becomes an old injury. A fresh injury can be healed using a medikit without any skill tests. Old injuries can be healed with a medikit, but they require the character administering the treatment to pass a skill test. Use medikit to restore wounds, heal injuries. When they lose all their wounds, they fall unconscious. Once combat is over, the wounds of all party members are replenished automatically. Alright, so you heal to full health at the end of combat. That's nice. But then injuries have to be treated. Medikits can only be used by characters who have the field medic feature, base skilled Medicae, or have taken Medicae skill advancement at least once. Whenever a character uses Medicae in battle, a Medicae skill test determines the number of wounds that will be restored as a result. Abelard can heal your injury. Click them. Click the Medikit. Click me. Cool. Open inventory by pressing I. Cool. I'll do inventory first. Oh. To equip new weapons, open inventory, double click. Temporarily hold left mouse, drag it to the right slot. View the parameters, mouse over it. You can switch between party members. Cool. Which one was right hand? Yeah, so then I can't even use that. So Adelard, you're getting it. Alright. I would not complain about an axe. Axes are cool.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treaties on Tactica Imperialis and weigh
Alright, what
every step.
is my
That is
Oh.
a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space.
Well, that's not good.
I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the Navigator's Sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
What exactly is going wrong? You wouldn't know that. How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
Super didn't. I think the Warren Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
So it either only woke up because I was in danger, or I'm more deserving to be the Warhammer 40,000 rogue trader than Theodora is. It's probably the second, right? I'm protagonist. That's how stories work. What can we expect to find in Navigator's Sanctum? I heard one of Theodora's podcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
Navigator's Sanctum, very well. Will you lead the way? For the Imperial community, lead the way, Seneschal. Yelling at the Navigators will help them do their job better. You are necessary in that task. That's a very good point, Zap. Alright.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us
Keeps them on their
is well
toes.
deserved. Onward. Close ranks.
Combat begins with attacking phase, during which characters cannot attack, take other actions, but can try to take up advantage positions. Okay, so that's why it's been giving me the, like, button I have to press to actually start battle each time. Just waiting to actually give me the ability. Select a character by clicking left mouse, then click where you want them to move to. Red cells are inaccessible. They can move up to the maximum movement points, but cannot position themselves adjacent to it and press space to start the battle. Cool. Alright. Alright, Althor, you take those ones. I'll take these ones. There's no cover anyway, so, you know, we'll have the, for the Emperor. Oh, that might not have been smart. I didn't realize they were going first. Be careful, companions get hurt by burst attacks or area attacks. Avoid friendly fire, keep an eye on the trajectory of the shots, air effect. Fair enough. Alright, the combat abilities of characters differ depending on their archetypes. Available abilities are located at the bottom right of the screen on the abilities panel. To read the full description of the ability, hover your cursor over its icon and click right mouse button on it. Click left to use the ability. Before it's used, you'll get a review, estimate outcome. That's cool. You can see abilities area effect, and each character in the area will have a number displayed. Then the possibility of being successfully affected. If the ability's effect is guaranteed to work, the ability's icon is displayed instead of a number. When you're ready to use the ability, click left mouse button again to confirm your choice. During your adventure, your characters gain new ability and talents as the power grows. Cool. Alright, so one of my attacks is, Just a swing that'll hit both of them. Cool.
And so, let this be the warning to all
Simple enough.
who oppose us.
Charge. The warrior leaves in a straight line and launches melee attack against the target in the warrior's path. This attack does not count towards the limit of the warrior's attacks per turn. It must be at least 2. Oh, but I don't have any movement tiles to do that with. Gotcha. So if I'd been able to do that first. Okay. Your character has just landed a critical hit that deals increased damage. Critical hit damage is 150 by default, but can be increased. Alright, cool.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Alright, I believe in you, Abelard.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
New companion's warrior specializes in melee combat and drawing the enemy's attacks. Charge works only when they're using a melee weapon and is not considered attack action. Use charge at close distance. Can only use it for 2 more cells away. This character's using a melee weapon. Unlike single shots, melee attacks hit automatically with no need for a roll. Really? Then what's the point of weapon skill? Oh, the enemy will try to dodge and parry the attack if they are using a melee weapon of their own. Melee weapons can be used to make area attacks. All creatures in the area will suffer damage unless they succeed on a dodge test or a parry test. Damage dealt by the melee weapons depends on the weapon's parameters and the attacker's strength score. Absolutely I am. Cannot believe you have it uninstalled at all.
Victory is imminent.
Abilities and talents improve the weapon skill characteristic will help you hit more often in close combat. But it said melee attacks hit automatically. Oh well.
Out of my way!
Surely I just missed something.
Just a minor setback.
Masters!
Rejoice in service. Another step towards our ultimate victory.
Characters with melee weapon can make an attack of opportunity from an opponent and adjacent cell initiates movement. Can also be triggered by some abilities. All characters with melee weapons, including members of the party, can make attacks of opportunity. Chance to hit and deal damage calculated just like a normal attack. Alright.
And so shall it. Your corrupt way has failed you.
At your beck and call.
And then regular strike.
It will be done. One fewer target.
You can advance the level of your character and companions. Failing in battle, exploring, and completing quests gets you experience points. Once you have enough, level up. New progression options. Companions gain new levels at the same time as character, even if they're not included in your party. Cool. So if someone gets strong later, I don't need to babysit them at the start. That's a loot button. That's a loot button. Collecting loot. Defeated enemies have no further need for their former belongings. Yeah, fair. But you can discover valuable trophies among them. Click left mouse button on an enemy to inspect what's left of them. Trophies on the right side of the trophy window go to your inventory. Such items can be used or equipped. Trophies on the left are packed up as cargo and sent to your ship, which can later be used to trade with various factions. Okay. So I'm gonna need to like trade people guns and stuff? Or do I get like specifically trade goods? Well, these are all weapons. I'm just gonna take them all to inventory for now. Alternative weapons. In combat, a character may need to use different kinds of weapons, which can be prepared in advance. Open your inventory and prepare different weapon sets. To switch to a different weapon in combat, press X. Swapping weapons does not cost action points. Alright. So, do I like the sword better than the axe? Sword has better damage. Axe has better armor piercing, but can cause bleeding. I think I'll stick with the axe, because that 2 damage per turn bleed easily makes up for the 1 less damage minimum and matches the 2 more damage maximum, especially when combined with the armor piercing. Oh, swords have a better chance of parrying, though. Oh. So axe for offense, sword for defense. I think still axe for now. And then las pistol is significantly better than that auto pistol. Laser weapons are effective against targets in cover with high dodge. But solid projectiles have over penetration. What is over penetration? Most non-area range attacks have a chance to cause over penetration. Also damage the person behind it. Axe for X grit. And muting? Yeah, let's go last pistol. Can I make him dual wield? Does he get anything for that, or does he just look cool? I mean, cool factor helps morale. Very good point. Alright, so now I need to actually level up. Alright, so I can gain points in athletics, carouse, coercion, demolition, Medicae, or lore of the warp. Terrain. Ability to resist negative effects applied by poison, stimulators, or alcohol, and opens new dialogue. Let's intimidate people. Let's blow shit up. I should probably take Medicae, right? So I can heal myself. Oh, is that all is at the start? Just one of those. Alright, cool. He's already taken it, yeah. Take a version on him. Alright. Anything else in this room I can loot or interact with? So much for yourself. Here's a map of your void ship. It consists of several parts between which you can travel. Some parts are not yet available, but over time your character will be able to access them. Click left mouse button on the active part of the void ship to move there. Wish I could have read that loading screen fully. Oh. Is she okay?
I hear it here on the threshold of the blinded guide. Doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once?
Okay.
That was too close.
The only problem with M2 drives now, lol, loading screen tips go too fast, right? Don't optimize your game so well, developers. What a 21st century complaint. Okay, so she's prophet thing. Seer.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abala, how they sing.
Alright, I like this chick.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. It is...
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
Alright, well, I'd like to change that fate. Would like to not burn to death in hell. The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud.
Yeah, so, for those unfamiliar, the psychers, all the people with psychic powers, their powers come from the warp, but with it being, like, the hell dimension, it's very much like a risk-reward situation for everything. And then us being actually in the warp right now is really dangerous for us.
And you?
We do have that shield protecting us still, but it's leaking.
Sorcerer too, just like the other one. Lady Theodora must have grown so fond of psychers she wants one to replace her.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
Alright, so this is that dude with that gun I want.
That's Edelthrat.
Oh, no, or not.
Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
How do you know who I am? What are you doing here? I'm famous. Of course she knows who I am. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
I mean, fair. If the Navigator dies, we all die. I want to save everyone. Alright, we'll see if the Navigator is well.
No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Yep, fair enough. Let's do it. Adira's join your party, which now consists of several characters. To select the entire party and issue commands to all your characters at once, press backspace. Okay. Really does just put me next to the door. Got it.
Beware the ire of the witch.
Come to chaos!
Alright, Adira goes first, then the Heretic Psyker, then the Heretic Brawler. Unfortunately, the only place Adelard can get cover is way back there. So I'm going to once again let Adelard risk tanking a whole bunch. Alright, Adira is a Psyker and an Operative. As an Operative, she can study opponents and identify their weaknesses, and her Psyker abilities allow her to deal damage to them. Analyze enemies applies the exploit effect to all enemies within the Operative's line of sight, and at the start of each of the Operative's turn. The Operative can also use this ability against a specific enemy to inflict several stacks of the effect. The higher the intelligence bonus, the more stacks. Whenever the Operative hits a target with exploit, the attack deals additional damage. The amount of extra damage depends on the target's number of exploits and the Operative's perception. Expose weakness, can use against a single enemy, reduces dodge, parry, and armor. The amount reduction depends on the active exploits. And she's armed with a special staff that allows her to unleash psychic powers against enemies. In the future, you'll encounter staves that only a Psyker versed in a certain discipline can use. For example, you might find a staff that lets a Psyker use Infernal, but to do so, they must first have Pyromancy learned. Makes sense. Alright. So let's give that forewarning buff to Adelard. Let's analyze that sharpshooter. And then electric shock him. Cool.
Out of my way! Pain and duty go hand in hand. At your beck and call.
Nice, critical hit. You can use a hologram to gauge the effectiveness of your intended action in combat. Click left mouse button on an accessible cell in the battlefield to place the character's hologram there. Click an ability or single shot attack to see the expected outcome. The action will be displayed as if used. Okay, cool. So it lets you pre-strategize. Cool. Cool. I know it just told me I could do that. But my plan is to go melee this dude.
Another step towards our ultimate victory.
And then fire that dude.
Let this be the warning to all who oppose us.
The creature, Vespidius? The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink, parchment-like skin stretch between the seat and the limbs that have far too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark, grill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes, as well as the third that sits in the center of its forehead. Can I zoom in on it yet? I mean, that looks mostly human other than the arm. And the foot.
I believe Master Vespidas still lives.
Vespidas.
And the servants are dead. But the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Addressed Adira. What was wrong with him?
Wounded. Exhausted. Fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one.
Your time is short.
The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. Your time is short. The voice is coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. You are in need of help. We have to get you out of that chair.
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back onto the seat, then thrusts forward again as its bones crack and its skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild impetuses. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered raiment slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, forming two hideous, screaming, mouth-like pits. Oh, so he's possessed.
It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Thea's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. I'll seal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
The navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling, but then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his third eyelid has turned from a trickle into a stream mixed with the blood coming out of his nose, and there is purplish swelling around the eye.
Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength.
The words come out of the Vox's labored rattle.
The intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
Want to help you tell me how?
The sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off. Hold on. And wait for the signal from the Master Helmsman.
Gotcha.
I will commence
So he's
the
sacrificing
translation.
himself. Understood.
So, run.
I know what to do. We need to go to the Master Helmsman. Alright.
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidus. Good luck. And thank you.
The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids, and the Vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter. Alrighty.
The Divine watches over us.
Oh, is there anything to interact with? Oh, loot, 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 loot. I want that dude's staff. So the psychic staff is a two-handed thing, so I'm absolutely throwing that. I know he's a melee guy, but just in case he ever does need to be ranged. That feels better than a pistol. Yeah. Alright.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Okay, I super thought that was where I needed to go. Is it back this way? No? Alright, map time. Is there a way behind this guy? No. What am I missing? So I need to get to the officer's deck. It's quicker to switch to your sidearm than say the litany of reloading. Always good to have a sidearm, yeah. Oh, are you saying take the pistol over the big gun? I'm genuinely not sure where. Like, there's nothing I'm seeing to interact with. I don't just see, like, stairs down. They're all blocked off. Ow. Found it. All psychers have two types of psychic powers, minor and major. God, I love these elevators. That they're literally just little mausoleums. Hey, the big button was not there. Sister of battle.
Somebody shoot these. They shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my emperor.
I did not fail a QuickTime event. I just couldn't find the door button. Alright, the white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment, it seems she is not going to stop, and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face. It is unfamiliar. Who are you?
The young woman called Argenta lowers her weapon and scans her small part of an intense gaze. Then she sets her sights on you. Irenaeus Pixel von Valencius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Argenta gives you another stern appraisal. You catch something strange in the dark depths of her eyes. Some internal struggle or a wordless question. In the end, however, she nods.
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
I am no traitor, sister. You can be sure of that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
Alright, so does this game have romances? Because if so, I've made my choice. Alright, Lord Imperium success. What is the warrior the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader ship? Your order serves the ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain, and that story deserves its own time and conversation, under more appropriate circumstances.
I knew you would see my vision, Rip and Chain.
I must be, and that will suffice.
Who are these people with you?
Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lady. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments, but we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
Gotcha. What is happening in the officer's deck?
Massacre, my lady. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about seeing their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lady, be on your guard.
We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
Alright, now I know I am a psyker, saying I want to romance the sister battle. So...
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Ooh, box of goods. Ah, so yes, this is purified bolts, set of icons, crate of trank injectors, sort of Mazoa pattern, and a shield. Wrong button. Oh, the shield will always... So if I rock the shield, I cannot rock the psychic staff. That is fine. That is fine. Alright. This Mazoa pattern sword, though, that is now... That is gonna be better than the axe now. You cannot play as a cat in the game about human racists. No, unfortunately. I'm gonna give her an axe as her melee weapon. Yeah, she's about to be a party damage dealer for sure. Alright, so there's a door we can open. Is there anything else down this? More goods. No feloned mutants, no. Unfortunately. If there were, I would be a cat girl right now, you know this. This deck is stuck. There must be a way to open it. I see.
Join me in prayer. As the Emperor commands, I act with fire and vigor. Our Emperor, imbue us!
I was definitely hoping that would actually hit all of them and not just that guy. So I'm gonna be there. Sister's gonna be there. Alright.
Reduced to dust! Someone else can do this.
Alright, Argenta is a warrior, the Adeptus Sororitas, and a soldier. She's an expert with burst range weapons and weapons that deal damage in area. Another of Argenta's strengths is her mobility in combat. Run and gun is a unique soldier ability. Using it grants the soldier extra movement points and reduces the cost of their next attack by 1 action point. Soldier will also suffer -10 due to the ballistic skill for this attack. Running gun also allows the soldier to perform 1 additional attack with range weapons. So she can attack twice if she takes a -10 penalty to her ballistic skill. That's worth it. Revel and Slaughter, soldier ability. Use once for each 3 enemies the soldier kills. Each activation increases ballistic skill, crit, and damage. The effects stack and last until the end of combat. Certain types of weapons make burst attacks. When performing a melee burst attack, the character makes several strikes against a single target. If the first strike hits a target, all subsequent strikes automatically hit. If the first strike is dodged or parried, all subsequent strikes are automatically dodged or parried. When performing a ranged burst attack, fires several successive shots with different trajectories. Most of those shots are concentrated in the center of the selected attack cone, therefore the more enemies that are in the center of the area, the more they will be damaged if the attack is successful. All shots fired at the first one are less accurate and have a higher chance of deviating from the central line. Burst shots are particularly effective against clusters of enemies. Be careful, burst shots can hit allies. Makes sense. Alright, so now is there a place I can aim that gets all 3 of these guys? Not if she stands still. So let's do that run and gun. And look at that.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Dedicated.
Oh, more enemies. Cool, lovely. This is fine.
Strike is a prayer.
It's beautiful.
I'll do it.
Death to the weak. Death to non-believers.
Ow.
Chaos guides me.
But of course, what an unfortunate turn of fate.
Her psychic powers. Fair enough.
Chaos guides me.
Full and partial cover gives you the opportunity to avoid enemy attacks. Full cover, indicated by a skull on the shield, reduces the chance to be hit by 60%. Partial cover reduces by 35%. Same time, the chance to hit an enemy behind cover may vary depending on the difficulty of the game you choose. Some cover can be destroyed by melee attacks, area attacks, and other abilities. Destructible cover have a durability bar above it. Single shot can penetrate through any cover. Makes sense. Alright, cool. Stellar defense, the wielder may turn.
The Emperor commands. Your corrupt way has failed you. And so shall it be done.
Alright.
It will be done.
But that used up all his movement, so I can't charge to then do that. Alright, so I'm not seeing a point to having 2 melee weapons yet. At least 2 of the same. Might be worth taking, like...
Guided by faith. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh, alright, well...
Out of my way!
Alright, try to safe ripping chain. I can super do her lightning thing, but it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit him. How is my field aggregation is at 0? Alright.
Will do.
Death to the weak!
Rejoice in...
Now I'm gonna press X.
I will not be deterred.
My place is at the fore.
Doubt is for the weak.
Alright, so you're gonna run right there. Oh, you're gonna run right there. You're gonna run right there. Why is that only 26% chance to hit that person?
Rejoice in battle! Eradicated.
Is that you're too close? What's going on?
None can escape the
Oh, well.
Emperor's judgment.
Still got him. Bunch of auto guns and crappy swords. I'm still looting everything. Cause like, I don't know if I can sell it later on or what. Always love 100% chance skill tests.
Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
Finding a whole bunch of little things I didn't see a moment ago. Oh, multi-key? Universal lockpicking. Okay. Oh, that's where if my logic was bad, I could have used that instead. Okay. Operator's gloves, +3 bonus to tech use, and melta charge. Alright. Oh, I remember reading that one of the doors couldn't be opened. That's absolutely, we're gonna blow the door up, isn't it?
I rise above hardships.
Restore the power supply 100%.
The duty prevails. I have proven myself yet again.
This is a neat little check all the doors and learn the difference between lockpick and whatnot. Ooh, shotgun. That might be what I actually want to give Edelthard. Or maybe not. It might be what I want to give the sister. Yeah.
The Emperor sets my path.
If she gets bonuses for shooting, but you can't shoot if someone's in melee with you, I give her the shotgun, not the axe, because the shotgun is one of the few items that can be shot at point blank. Cool, that makes sense. Yeah, alright. Alright, doesn't seem to be anything else in the room.
Blessed be the road that we take. I better myself through my service.
Alright, we've all now leveled up again.
The Emperor protects.
Guaranteed. Expose weakness. Use all exploits. Okay, that's what it was telling me about that skill earlier. Revel in Slaughter. Yeah, that skill it told me about earlier. Alright, cool. Alright, so, we have been streaming for 2 hours now, which was the plan. I know there is, like, a boss fight thing coming up soonish. That is one of the things that I was spoiled on. Should I go ahead and just try that now? Or should I call it a night? I'm gonna drop a save either way. Up to you, do it, but up to you. Boss fight could take a while. We at least give it a try, and then, if it takes too long. Oh, but is picking up a boss fight at the start of the next stream to, like, immediately jumping into action? At least stretch first. Yeah, I could get behind.
See, right there.
Oh, snap, goods. Another multi-key. Alright, so it's definitely expecting me to use these a lot. So if I found something hidden there.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Look at that. No such thing as too much action. Ooh, deck officer helmet.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully
Can I
ours.
reach those goods? Oh, well, they're running. Oh, oh my, oh my. Well, she just... The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps. And then you see the figure walk out of the fire towards you. It is Theodora von Valencius. Theodora, in quotations. Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword. The other is raised in an inviting gesture.
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Argenta goes as still as a statue, then slowly raises her weapon.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
Despite his commanding tone, Abelard does not sound too confident. He is staring at the rogue trader, and you notice a muscle in his cheek twitching. How did you get here? Aren't you in pain? This is impossible. Number 3.
I doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible. For your worldview is but an iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees. But I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you. That power over reality. I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Theodora watches you without blinking. Her snake-like gaze almost makes you forget about the fire searing you, leaving burns on your skin. Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer. And that answer can be nothing other than acceptance.
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Over the roaring flames, you hear distant sounds, frightened voices, screams, muffled and distorted, as if there were a body of water between you and them.
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel.
Adira breaks off and starts coughing violently. Her knees buckle, and she looks like she is about to fall. Sometimes your characters will have to make tough decisions based on their values, interests, and goals. Such decisions affect their convictions. This can develop in 3 directions: dogmatic, iconoclast, heretical. Each includes 5 ranks. The higher the rank, the more zealously the character follows their convictions, and the more noticeably the world around them reacts to their actions and decisions. Promotion through the ranks of each of the 3 directions opens up access to new dialogue lines, events, unique abilities, and also that changes the attitude of others towards your character. Also, some items can only be equipped by characters of certain convictions. When one of the conviction branches reaches rank 3, Votary, it becomes the character's main focus. When that happens, the other 2 convictions branches cannot be raised above rank 2, Adherent. Your character's allies have convictions of their own as well. Oh no, conflict. I hate conflict. Curse you, Telltale. Alright, so I guess this is where I make my choice. Am I dogmatic in my faith in the Emperor? Am I willing to let what is clearly... Oh, hello! Hello, Lodgeful! Yes! Yes, hello! Very, very excited to see you here. Have you've noticed my profile picture, I'm sure. Thank you very much. So do I accept the aid of what is clearly either a demon puppeting her or a demon looking like her? Or do I help the common people instead? Oh gosh. If I knew how to do a poll, I'd be like, what do the people want me to do? Is there a tool? No, I don't see how to do a simple poll. Unfortunately, I cannot drop a save in the middle of dialogue. I mean, I did say I wanted to romance the sister battle, right? So obviously, the sister battle would want me to be dogmatic. But the people... Oh, crap. Alright. So this is the answer that an emotionally healthy person would go with. Emotionally healthy people do not survive in the world of Warhammer 40,000. Dang it, though. Do I... If I could contest that, I could be the... Is it just /poll? It is just /poll. Thank you very much. What path? Dogmatic. Heretical. Iconoclast. Allow additional votes for... not allow additional votes. Why would I do that? Duration, 1 minute. Start poll. Alright, woohoo. I see an immediate heretical vote. You guys are gonna do this to me? You guys are gonna make me be a heretical paladin? One iconoclast. Alright, heretical 1. Alright. You offer Theodora your hand, and the air around you begins to lighten, becoming thick and vicious, enveloping you and your companions in an impenetrable veil. Theodora smiles at you. Her radiant, piercing blue eyes suddenly remind you of Voigtgear's. Oh. Theodora.
Go on. Close your eyes.
Operatives are indispensable for supporting your party and dramatically reducing enemy defenses. However, each operative performs in their own unique way. Okay. Whole bunch of, Yeah, I'll be a little heretical if I get an Inferno pistol. I can live with myself. I can live with this life choice. The pistol increases the wielder's coercion by +10. Absolutely it does.
What? What is this place?
I don't know, Abelard. Maybe some kind of secret passage.
You have found an item that can only be equipped
what
by
are those
characters of a
crates?
certain conviction rank. You can open the character menu to see which conviction your character follows. Note that both your character and their companions have their own convictions. You can check what conviction a character adheres to on the biography tab in the character menu. Convictions change in direction and rank based on how the game's story develops and during important plot decisions. Alrighty, so that's getting thrown on immediately. That's so funny. The pistol increasing coercion by 10. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Alright. Okay, so we're in someone's bedroom. Probably, Theodora's, right? Little, I don't know if this is supposed to be a bath or just an oversized fountain. Probably an oversized fountain that is a bath. Yep, you have a good one, Mist. Oh, snap. She's dead. Lovely. I look suspicious as hell now. Oh, and another helmet. Oh, yeah, I forgot to equip that helmet I got earlier. That's the deck officer helm. Then she's dogmatic, so she can whip the better helm. Oh, it hides her hair, though. That's unfortunate. Gonna loot the goods before investigating the corpse, because if I investigate the corpse first, I'll feel a little bad to then loot the goods. But if I don't notice it, I don't notice it, right? Alright, well, I kind of looted her specific. Oh, I like my trip so far. Alright. The murder scene looks like something caught the victim by surprise. No one had time to react. Theodora von Valentius' body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The arch-militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
The Sister of Battle surveys the scene, her eyes lingering on the arch-militant's body.
Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I perceive this?
Lord Captain. Who would even dare?
Adelard, stunned, takes a few steps forward and leans heavily on the edge of his desk. His eyes are locked on Theodora's body. I doubt it. Voigtgear wished humiliation and suffering upon Theodora, not a swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Archmilitant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Examine the Archmilitant's body. Can I take his gun? I know I have the pistol version, but can I? An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the Archmilitant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye, a heap of blood-spattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Adira, would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see the killer through her eyes.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
Yep, fair enough. Inspect the shards. It's difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they are submerged in promethium. Broad term for combustible fuel. What do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces, drawing closer. Lady Theodora, and Conrad, and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure. Tainted witchcraft.
You cannot tell if Argento's remark is directed at the glass shards or Adira herself. Alright. Investigate the papers, reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC, and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. Items received. Handwritten letter with a seal. Lore Imperium test succeeded, and sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter addressed to Theodora von Valentius signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, Xenos, and other enemies of humanity. Gain 20 experience. We had best be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Adira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Alright, I definitely thought the boss fight was going to be in, like, that room with the flame thing, and wasn't expecting all this. I am probably actually going to call it here. We've accepted the aid of that entity just to end up in Theodora's room with her dead body. This feels like a good place to pick up next time. Everyone, thank you very much for watching. I was actually genuinely surprised more than like 2 of y'all showed up. So thank you all very much. I do plan on uploading this as the VOD to the Twitch channel, and I have been recording this entire time. So if I'm able to get myself around to it, I'm also going to be throwing up a YouTube channel where I'm going to upload all of these recorded videos, so that my blundering can be seen for all time. So thank you all very much for the support today. It means a lot. I'm very excited to do this. I've wanted to get into streaming for a long time, and the fact that all of y'all jumped in on this for me means a lot. So yes, hi VOD watchers and hi YouTube. Thank y'all very much, guys. I hope to do a stream once a week, of about 2 to 3 hours each time. I would try and keep y'all updated as much as I can. With work, I will not have a consistent schedule for a brief bit, but that may change if this becomes something I can reliably do. I can talk to my manager about getting a specific evening off each week, but I don't want to do that and then realize this is not something I can keep doing. I want to make sure I can do this before I take that step. So this is really exciting. Thank you all very much, and I will see you all again soon. Oh. Goodbye.